Hi, my name is Kevin Thomas, and this is Q5 Ham Radio. The CQ Worldwide CW contest is coming up November 29th through the 30th. It's arguably the biggest and most prestigious contest on the calendar, where the best operators in the world battle it out for the top spots. But this year feels different. Three of the very best contesters on the planet have been pouring countless hours into preparation, each with their sights set on the number one world title in the single operator high power category. And the stakes couldn't be higher. There's a very real chance a new world record will be set. Craig N6MJ will be operating from the legendary Magic Mountain contest station in the Canary Islands, signing as EF8R. His friend and fierce rival, Chris Hurlbut, KL9A, will be across the water on Madeira Island as CQ9A. And Braco E77DX, though not officially announcing his location yet, is expected to be at a highly competitive site. I've teamed up with these three operators, regulars here on Q5, to bring you a rare inside look at what it takes to compete at this level in the final weeks before one of the biggest contests in the world. And our coverage won't stop with these updates. We'll carry it forward through the CW weekend as well. This CQ Worldwide CW Showdown series is possible thanks to the openness of these operators, something you don't often see with world-class competitive stations, and to the generous support of Icom and DX Engineering, whose backing makes projects like this possible. The following interview is taking place October 1st at 8 p.m. Eastern with Craig N6MJ checking in from California. Dan, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me, Kevin.
So I know that things are shifting quickly and there's a lot going on, so I really appreciate you taking some time tonight to give me the update. What is happening on your end?
Yeah, things are really starting to come together. This has been in the plans for quite a while now. And just within the last, I'd say like 2 weeks or so, things have really started to move forward. And for those that don't know, it is confirmed now that I will be operating from the Magic Mountain station on Canary, which is Echo Fox 8 radio. And so the big news that came out in the last week or so is that Braco E77DX is also going to be operating from that station in the sideband contest. And so we're going to work together as a team to get that station up and running. And he's already been putting in a ton of work at that station. He's already been there to take a look and see what the situation is, which is a huge help because one of the big things that were some of the unknowns that we just didn't know about. And now all those unknowns are mostly known at this point. And I get to trust Braco and his tremendous ability to fix up that station for the both of us.
So as I've said before, I think this cooperation between two world-class competitors is pretty impressive. So I just need to say that. I did do a walk around with Braco virtually, and we all saw some of that site. What we didn't get a look at, what was inside that station. Do you have a sense yourself what's inside there and what you're going to need to bring?
That's still something that we're working on. So Braco is obviously in charge of himself, and he's come up with a little bit of a plan of what needs to be brought in. I'm working with Bill, W9KKN. He's my general tech guy. So he's actually been working with me and Braco together to try and come up with a plan that works for both sideband and CW. I threw a little bit of a wrench into the plans for Braco because I told him that I want to do 3 radios for CW. And it gets pretty complicated pretty quickly when you add in that third radio. So Braco's already spent a lot of time thinking about it, how to make it happen. Just today he sent me another diagram of what some possibilities are for inside the shack. And then I'm going to review those with Bill and make sure that they work for me. But on my side, there's still some, I'd say some unknowns as far as what's in the shack, but as far as radios go, I'll be using the Icom 7610s as my run radios, and then we'll have to kind of see what happens after that. That's one of the things that we're working on now is which direction do we go, which manufacturer do we use, and so more to come on the inside stuff soon.
So you might not be able to answer this now, but I presume Braco will use his own switching equipment and you'll bring your own?
That's one of the things we're actually talking about because he'd actually like to just leave everything there. I think the main goal after all this is done is to leave the station kind of in a state where it's operable for guys like Juan EA8RM to use it. And so he's either going to leave stuff there and I'll use his stuff, or if he's got to take it with, because he's got some plans for CW as well. I don't think those are public yet. He's still working on where he wants to go. But if he goes somewhere, he's going to need to take all that same type of equipment with. So he might end up taking some of the stuff with him after phone. But we're trying to work together so we can leave as much stuff between the two of us there as possible. And then after the contest is over for CW, then we would just basically leave the majority of stuff that we have accumulated and leave it there to be used for future operations.
And the last time we spoke, Levi K6JO was planning on joining you. Is that still the plan?
Yeah, definitely still the plan. I need all the help I can get. Now, Brazzo is bringing in a team to work on some of the antennas. That was the major thing that we were going to have to do prior to the CW contest. Well, since Brazzo's doing all that work, the only thing that's going to really happen antenna-wise between phone and CW is if anything breaks. Now, they do get some wind up there. They're on a mountaintop, so that's always a definite possibility that they'll get some wind. There might be some minor antenna damage. And if that's the case, Levi's fully capable of assisting me in fixing that. He does antenna work as a job now. And so he's fully capable of doing that. And so he's also going to be there just kind of as my right-hand man. If things go wrong, we're going to be running a generator. It's all generator power. It's sometimes going to be a little bit difficult being, inside the shack and trying to run guys and have to worry about the generator. So I'll have Levi there to kind of monitor things. And if anything breaks, somebody to call and help.
So just a little bit about the competitors. Obviously, you're going to be there at EF8R. Chris KL9A is going to be at CQ9A. As you said, Brazzo hasn't officially announced yet, but it sounds like he's going to be at a phenomenal location. Have you heard of any other competitors in the single op high power category that are emerging?
I'm sure the usual suspects will be on. Andy N2NT is going to be on for sure from V47T. He's one of the guys that broke 10,000 Qs for the first time himself this last year. So I know he's really looking forward to it. I'm sure Tom Georgians will be on 8 Papa 5 Alpha, so he'll be on as well. And then, of course, you got guys like Felipe operating a CR6K. Now, Felipe is not going to be in the running for the world record, but, he's topped 10,000 Qs multiple times now. And, I'm for sure he'll be in the running for breaking his own European record. So he's another guy to watch out for.
So it's definitely looking like it's going to be a lot of fun. I really appreciate you joining me tonight, Dan. Sorry to take you away from your family. Any last comments to add before we wrap up?
No, just think that we're going to definitely try to shine some light on these type of operations for this contest cycle. Hopefully gather some momentum and people enjoy it. I'm looking forward to sharing the process because it might seem simple on the outside, but Kevin, as I'm sure you've seen now, there's a lot of stuff going on to really make these things happen, and hoping to share that with the viewers.
Thank you, Dan. This is Kevin, W1DED, Q5 Ham Radio. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks.
100%. Someone's going to get the new world record. Someone's going to get it. Either me or Dan or Brazzo. Yeah, there's 3 guys. And someone else may show up. But those are the 3 we know of. The conditions are such that the world record will fall. I'm saying it. Someone's going to, in fact, I wouldn't be surprised if 3 people break it. It just depends on who comes out on top.